So a tornado tore through here a week ago today, last Friday. We here at our house, we got lucky, no damage, and we didn't lose power or anything. There are people in the city who still don't have power from last Friday. We did lose power from another storm on Monday night. Tuesday morning, power was still out from Monday night, and I left here and I went and I bought a generator. By the time I got back, power was back on. Doesn't matter to me though, I'm not taking it back. Gonna go ahead and hook it up. I'll show you the ins and outs of it all, how I'm doing it. You do it however you want. This is the way I'm doing it though. It's time for everyone to realize that they don't give a fuck about us, okay? They don't care whether we live or whether we die. It doesn't matter to them at all. We need to really make sure that we're going to be okay. As much as we can. I mean, we can't build a fallout shelter that we can just live it out in forever, right? I mean, this isn't a zombie movie. Not yet, anyway. Where you can, you need to pick it up. We need to take more of it into our own hands. So here we go. You're going to need to get one of these. Make sure it works for your panel, the panel you have. Get whatever brand you want. This might not be the best one, but it's the one I got, and it's the one I'm going to use. It's going to be fine. So there's our interlock. This will slide and ensure that the main breaker can't be on while your generator breaker's on. What you're going to do is take your interlock apart, and you want the holes to line up to the right of your main breaker. The breaker directly below your main breaker is going to be for your generator. But you want to mark these holes out so you know where to drill. Okay, so there is my interlock all installed. And again, how this works is I have to turn the main breaker off in order to be able to turn the generator breaker on. And subsequently, the generator breaker will need to be turned off in order to turn the main breaker back on. I have to turn this off in order for this piece on the front to slide back in the slots here in order to turn this breaker on. It won't snap. There's no half measure on a breaker. It's either on or it's not on. Okay, we're not halfway on, right? So there it is, the generator breaker, which isn't hooked up. There's no wire in here right now. Nothing's made up outside. I've turned it on because this has been turned off, the main breaker to the house. And then I will have to flip this off. See, it won't allow me to turn my main breaker back on. Okay, turn that off, slide this over, can turn the house back on. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So you gotta drill into the brick if your house is brick, obviously. You'll need a hammer drill. This drill hammers. And you'll secure your box there to the outside wall of your house with a concrete anchor or a tap gun. And that's going to be where our outlet for our generator goes, right there. All right, so there's our outlet, the NEMA L1430. You'll land your two hots on the gold. Land your white on the silver. And your ground on the green. If you're ever in doubt, just remember the little rhyme. Black to brass will save your ass. I got all coachy and preachy when I was making the head on this wire up. The long and the short of it's this. It needs to be as streamlined as possible when you're pulling it in. Especially if you're cheating like I am and using a raceway for another circuit. In this case, it's the circuit for my central air. And I don't want to hear any shit about using the disconnect for a raceway. This is my house, and no inspector's coming to check this out. So, you do this however you want, but this is how I'm doing it. They make other products for this. We're just going to use some soap, some hand soap, to make it slide through the pipe easier. You got to lube it up. So, just give it a little bit as it goes in the pipe. Once you get your wires where they go, make sure you throw a wrap of tape around the screws. That way the next sorry bastard that comes in and removes this doesn't get their ass shocked off if it's hot. Okay? See that? Covers the screws. I won't grab those now. All right, now after you've said enough cuss words about the stupid ass box cover, you'll get it to where it looks like that. It's round, and these box covers are kind of trash, but it was all they had at the store I was at, so beggars can't be choosers. Universal parts never are. All right, so there's the generator itself. You can see here, got it on an open box deal. So it was a little cheaper. So you gotta buy the battery separate. And with this being an open box, the bracket that secures the battery to the frame wasn't there. I'll have to come up with something else. There's that. You don't need the battery if you're going to just pull start it, though. So you know. You can pull start this thing and not worry about this. You never know who's going to need to start it and how that's going to go for them. Just figured it's a lot easier to be able to push the button. Down there's where your oil goes. As I understand it, it takes a little bit better than a quart of 10W30 motor oil. Cool feature about this thing is that it shuts off if there's not enough oil in it. So this wheel kit is important to buy as well. It won't come on wheels. It'll just be the frame. You won't have this handle. This thing's heavy. I'm not sure what it weighs. It's a lot. It'd take 3 grown men, 2 boys, and a dog to move this thing without this handle and wheels on there. So make sure you get it. Okay, so there's your exhaust on the end. Point that away from your house. So, got it plugged into the outlet we installed over there by the AC unit. Plug this in to this top plug-in. That's the outlet for this. Give her a twist. So there's the gas gauge. I'm not going to fill this thing up because I'm just running it to test it right now. When you do fill it up, make sure you put some fuel stabilizer in it. It's going to sit for a long period of time between times you run it. All right, so the storm's hit and the power's off. Boom, Gonski. The first thing I want to do, I get down here to my panel. I'm going to shut everything off. Turn off every breaker in here. Bottom 2 are spares. Okay, now I can turn on my generator breaker because the interlock can slide But I don't want to yet. I want to go start my generator first. I come around here to the end. There's this switch. I need to turn the fuel on. Sure the choke is over to the left. Hit the old start button. It runs pretty loud. Not as loud as I thought it would be. But after it's running, slide the choke back to the right. All right, we're back in the basement. I'm gonna turn my generator power on. And we have it. House is hot. Okay, our generator is running and it's loud. I'm gonna slowly start turning on circuits. I've already got the fridge in the basement on, and I'm just gonna turn on other things. So I set the thermostat to cool, and at 68, that's pretty cool. And it's on. See if it runs. Okay, so on my generator right now, I have my kitchen running, my fridge. I have a freezer and a fridge in the basement, both on. There's some lights in the basement that are on, and my air is running. I don't know what more you could really want. Cat wants more. You don't want to plug in sensitive electronics. Make sure you unplug your computers, your televisions, things like that. TVs might make it. I'm not sure. I don't really want to test it. It's not going to be that important if you need to run that thing. Eventually, maybe over some time, you're going to want to watch some TV. Buy some playing cards. Okay, so that was a successful test of our generator. Everything that we would need to make it through a bad situation works. Runs off that generator. Now I've got to shut it down. I'm going to turn off every breaker that I turned on first. And here's where our interlock's important, because if we was to turn this on, we was to turn the main back on while this is on and that generator's running, we're going to shock the shit out of some poor lineman who's out trying to make our power right. Okay? So that goes off. I'm not even going to turn this all back on yet. Okay? Turn that off. Our cable's dead. We're going to disconnect here. Twist and pull. Here. I'm going to turn my fuel back off. I'm going to push the choke back over. And everything is off, including my generator breaker. So now I can slide my interlock back over. Flip the main back on. Start powering up breakers to the house. And there it is. One small thing we can do right now. It's not the only thing we're going to have to do, though. I wouldn't give a bucket of piss to be one of those people who's been living without power for a week. And it's not even hot out yet. It's not hot out. It doesn't matter who wants to live like that. I mean, yeah, they did it 100 years ago. No one alive right now will ever live that way. Not unless they wanted to, you know. Maybe they were unhoused or something and they had to. But by and large, for the most part, we all rely on that sort of thing. Power, electricity, right? It's something we can do to take our safety and our survival into our own hands. Everyone ought to do it if they can. Start working towards it if you can't right now.